Our top focus as of now, Hong Kong's chief executive John Lee has unveiled a plan to woo back foreign talent and ease the housing concerns, all in a bid to revive the city's startle as the international financial hub. Listen in.
過去2年，本地勞動力總人口係失去咗大約14萬人。政府除咗積極培養同埋留住本地嘅人才之外，會更進取去吸納外來人才。
In his maiden address, Lee announced his plans to cut property duty for non-permanent residents and relax the visa rules to undo the damage done by a political crisis and COVID containment policies.
香港係全球最具競爭力嘅經濟體之一，亦都係內地對接國際市場嘅重要窗口。我哋必須更積極同埋進取咁搶企業、搶人才。政府 會構建新體系，推出一系列新措施，招商引資引才，強化競爭力。
As per Lee's plan, people who earn more than $300,000 annually and those who have graduated from the world's top 100 universities, and have 3 years of work experience will be eligible for a 2-year pass for exploring opportunities in Hong Kong. In a speech that lasted nearly 3.5 hours, Lee mentioned the COVID curbs in the end. He, however, did not specify on how the city would emerge from pandemic-related restrictions, including RT-PCR tests in 2 days of arrival and outdoor mask mandates. The policy speech did come as a disappointment to some economists and investors who said that the proposal lacked a much-needed policy shake-up. Hong Kong faces mounting competition from Singapore as a regional hub for global business and talent, while its economy is also at the risk of a third contraction in the last 4 years. Lee, who took office in July, has a tough road ahead. The city's economy is struggling as a fallout of COVID restrictions. Interests are on a rise, making matters worse as global inflation caused by the war in Ukraine. Hong Kong's labour force has dropped to near-decade lows due to continued exits and an ageing population. A growing budget shortfall has also created risks for future government spending. Now, for more analysis, joining me now is Phoebe Kong from Hong Kong. She's a journalist. Phoebe, welcome to the broadcast. My first question, John Lee launched a so-called top talent pass scheme to entice talent and for them to pursue their career in Hong Kong. Tell us more about this move to attract foreign talent.
Yes, this is the first address of John Lee that in this policy address, he prioritized improving competitiveness and attracting more overseas talent as one of the top tasks of this administration. That 3.8 billion Hong Kong US dollars will be spent in setting up a new investment fund to attract overseas enterprises. So this is a new initiative. And besides, the Hong Kong government is also lowering the threshold of recruiting overseas talent, including introducing a new unlimited visas for those high-paid professionals and also those graduates from the top 100 universities in the world. So the government is really desperate to re-attract overseas professionals to the city because Hong Kong have lost many professionals over the past 2 years because of the zero COVID policies and also the political turmoil that Hong Kong was been through. Since 2019, the anti-government protests and the enactment of the national security law. So Hong Kong is really suffering from a very serious economic downturn. And according to the policy address, this is the first time that the government actually gives an official number that 140,000 Hong Kong professionals and residents have left the city in the past 2 years. So that's why the government is really stepping up to lay out new measures to recruit overseas professionals to fill up those vacancies.
Right. Phoebe, a follow-up to that, did Lee fulfill the expectations of the people of Hong Kong?
Give you a little bit background that John Lee's very first policy address actually comes at the time when the Chinese ruling party is holding its most important party congress in Beijing at the moment. So John Lee also references to Xi Jinping's speech at the party conference, Congress, that in his policy address, that saying that Xi Jinping's direction is the guide for Hong Kong's future, at least in the coming few years. So security is one of the main aspects that Lee would really like to address in his first policy blueprint, that we are expecting more national security related laws, that Lee is already saying that an additional set of national security legislation in the local version is in preparation that will regulate espionage, leakage of national secrets, etc. And also more laws are expected and will be proposed in the coming future in its term to regulate cyber security matters and crowdfunding activities, and also on the so-called false information. So those will be some more restrictions we are expecting in John Lee's term, that he will further tighten control on aspects relating to the so-called national security. And that is also kind of reflection on how Beijing is exerting its will on Hong Kong. And certainly we are foreseeing Hong Kong is going to adopt the continuous hardline approach in the coming few years, at least in John Lee's term. But interestingly, we have to note that the fact that John Lee didn't give an exact time frame of enacting those security laws actually also reflect that some kinds of flexibility that Beijing would like to retain in terms of the security measures, that maybe China's now prioritize economic boosting as one of its first missions over the national security matters.
WION World is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.